A couple days ago, I made a video on my TikTok about angels in disguise. How sometimes God sends us angels to save us from something, redirect us, and overall to correct us in some sort of way. I made the video suddenly because I was reading the passage of Lot and how he is trying to get him and his family out of Sodom and Gomorrah. And I was meditating on the way that us, you and me, actually, we interact with angels and we don't know that they're angels until they have revealed themselves to us, or God reveals the reason why they were placed into our life or meant to interact with us in some way. And today, I had an interesting interaction with one of my friends. She calls me right as I'm stepping out of church, which pause. I went to a different service today, so I don't know the reason why I woke up today and I was like, let me go to a different service. It just so happened that it happened, last minute decision. And as I'm stepping out of Mass and I get the call as I'm heading to the highway, like I'm already driving, she does call me and then she goes on to say, oh, like, how are you? How are you doing? And I'm like, good. I just stepped out of Mass. It was really interesting. The homily was really interesting. The service was in English. I usually attend Mass in Spanish. I am trying to incorporate both so I can be more proactive in the way the responses during Mass. I'm still learning the responses in English, so I figure why not go to Mass in English here and there. So the fact that the timing was perfect, I was like, oh, okay. She was also stepping out of church. She told me as I picked up the call, and I was like, wow, okay. I see you, God. Okay. I'm already sensing something because she doesn't usually call me on Sunday, so I thought that was a little bit out of the ordinary, but I still went along with it. And she goes on to say, well, during Mass today, the pastor was saying that we need to be thankful and appreciative of people who are in our lives who keep it truth, who keep it God. And so she was saying to me her thank yous and how much she appreciates and values our friendship, the effort, and everything that I tell her that is based on truth and that always points back to Christ or God. And I'm like, honestly, all thanks be to God. Sometimes it really just, when I speak to you or he speaks to me through you, or vice versa, it's just him. He's trying to do something with us and we have to just cooperate. She's like, yeah, but I also have to recognize and appreciate the fact that you yourself put effort too into the friendship, because you always seek me, you always try to tell me the truth, you always try to tell me how it can be better or just seek betterment in itself, and I appreciate that. And today, what was said during the service, it made me really appreciate you. So I wanted to give you my thanks, and express this to you. And I was taken by surprise. I was really taken by surprise. I won't lie. So all that made me think of the video that I did on TikTok a couple of days ago. That it's how sometimes some people come through seasons, some people stay, some people go, but you're definitely meant to meet the people that you interact with. And even if you weren't meant to meet the people because you yourself seek the relationship that was not meant to be, God always turns that to the positive. He always uses that to have a good outcome. And I'm here reflecting on the recent passages that I read, that even Agar and Abraham's son was something that was not meant to be. But still God used that, and he blessed their son, and he made tribes out of him. He didn't forsake him. He didn't forget about him. He recognized the value that was still in him, despite that was something that was not foreseen, because they went out of their way to make the promise of God come to fruition. When God told them he will make it happen, they did that human thing that we tend to do, that is trying to take control and try to get to that promise. But I'm thinking afterwards of the story of Lot and how he's being saved from Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is if you're following along what I'm saying, this is the part where I'm thinking that really God sends angels into our lives and we live amongst angels. There's people that seek the betterment in us, people that bring out the better that is in us. And sometimes we tend to miss those angels and sometimes we turn them away because we're not ready to hear the truth. And so I think of all my relationships, that being romantic, non romantic, even family members, familiars. And I'm thinking, wow, the many times that God has used them because they're His creation and they also seek good or betterment to get me to fall back in line. And I'm thinking of my relationship with this friend that I have. And in the beginning, like, it was one of those things that I just like, if you ask her like how did you two became friends, she would say she would not let me not be friends with her. Like, it's annoying. And she doesn't know how it happened. And I'm just like, I just kept persistent and I just saw something in you that I needed to tell you, you know? And to this day, I'm here reflecting on how it all happened. And it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago, or perhaps a month, that I was also questioning, like, God, why did you bring me and this person together? Because I always ask God, like, what's the meaning of this friendship? What's the meaning of this relationship? Sometimes you do need to go with the flow, but sometimes my curious mind gives me into trouble, gets me into trouble, and I'm here just contemplating the reasons why. I always ask why. So I always tend to go to Christ or God and ask Him why, to reveal the purpose, to lead me in the way, or to just tell me what I must do. Because sometimes we need people for a reason, and I know I had met her for a reason, I just didn't know why. And it wasn't until a month or so ago that I actually shared a testimony with her, and she realized that we both had the same testimony. And I was here like, God, you're so funny, because I've only shared that intimate testimony with 2 people, and it wasn't until you revealed to me that it's okay to speak about that part of my life that I understood why you had chosen them to meet me, or me to meet them. Because it made me think of how you can overcome, and how sometimes you need angels or people that are meant to meet you because they come from God and have surpassed some things in their life, so that they can guide you through the moment that you're currently at. And it also points me back to me reflecting the fact that everything God has done for me, and it is not forgetting the past, but acknowledging the past, to be thankful for the past, because your present has changed. And that hit core, like, that hit a note on my heart. And as I heard her say her thanks to me, I knew, and I felt it, and I heard it, that she was fighting back tears. And I was like, yeah. And I feel so happy, because I see somebody who's softened up their heart, and I see someone who's beautiful both on the inside and outside. And I'm here thinking of angels, like, really angels, people that God has chosen to flourish your life, to redirect you, to bless you, to hit something that is so fundamentally good in you, but that you forgot. And I'm thinking of friends, I'm thinking of godly friends, not only angels but godly friends. And I'm thinking of my accountability partner, and I'm here like, wow, God really bless you, because you've made such a big impact with her, and I never saw it coming. I'm just thankful. So I pray for y'all that you meet your angels, that you meet people that redirect you to Christ, that see the better in you, and that point out the betterment that you can achieve. So I pray that you become a godly friend, but that you also find a godly friend, because we are only an extension of who we're meant to be. But sometimes When we want to acquire something, we need to become that we want. So become a godly friend so that you can have a godly friend. I hope that makes sense, because I definitely played the words there. But I'm thankful for y'all. Um, happy Sunday. This is so out of the norm for me, but I think I might start doing this a couple segments on here and there. Not necessarily here, but definitely out and about, out of my four walls. So blessings to y'all, and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.